Hi everyone, this is Z, and today I would like to talk to you about a game, a cozy game that I have been obsessing over the last month. And the game is called The Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, and I am playing it on my Switch too. The game is a remake of a game called Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar that was released some years back on Nintendo DS. However, it has undergone such tremendous changes that it's hard to not consider it a completely new entry in the series. I am myself a huge aficionado of the cozy game genre. However, over the years, I started craving a little bit more of a dopamine hit from the complete idyllicness that the genre provides, either in the form of a challenging combat or some additional minigames or other features that provide some level of busyness or challenge in the game. And I am more than happy to say that Grand Bazaar game does provide a lot of it, and it really took me by surprise on how addicting the main loop of the game really is. So in this video, I will tell you why I think that the game is for you or why it isn't. Afterwards, I will give you a review expanding on some of the points I made, explaining why it is I think that way and why I love the game so much. But before I do, perhaps you yourself already played the game, either the remastered version or the original one back in the day on Nintendo DS. If you did, please tell me in the comment section below if you liked it or if you didn't and why is that. And if you could, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content regarding cozy games with a twist, Switch 2 games, RPG games and other games I will want to talk about this year. So what is The Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar? It's the next entry in the series known as Story of Seasons, previously known as the Harvest Moons. Without going too much into details, they are the same creators of the original Harvest Moon games, who are now releasing the game in Europe and the West from Japan, doing the localizations themselves, while previously it was another company that did it for them. The other company retained the rights to the name Harvest Moon and are now releasing their own games under the title, and the original company moved on to start releasing the games under the brand The Story of Seasons. A fun fact, which you might have known already, is that Harvest Moon is actually the predecessor to this insanely popular and amazing, beloved by all game called the Stardew Valley. So in this game, you have arrived to a town to become a farmer, to grow plants and take care of the livestock, and to inherit a farm from the previous farmer. The mayor of this town has brought you here in hopes of revitalizing the town and having their own bazaar grow in popularity and to attract more tourists to this town. So this is a tried and true and tested formula for the farming games in the cozy gaming genre. The twist here is that, unlike in the other games, your main source of income will be you going every Sunday to the town's bazaar, open your stall and sell your produce there. And it's all done in this very simple yet highly rewarding minigame where you just wave your bell to attract the customers and sell the stuff that they are interested in for increased profit. Okay, but before I dive into the specifics, you are probably here because you want to know whether the game is for you or perhaps if it isn't. So, the game is for you. If you like your cozy game with a bit of a flavor to it, you won't be just taking care of your plants and then selling your crops here. You will be tending to your animals, training your pets. You will be riding your horse and training it for the events to win rewards. You will be crafting, and then finally every Sunday you will be going to the market to open your stall and sell things to the NPC customers in order to gain profit. If you like the cozy game genre, then It still follows the tried and tested formula, so you will be befriending the NPCs to gain certain things, and then you will have the option to marry one of them. You will have foraging. You will also have events to participate in. The game is for you if you don't mind shorter in-game days than the usual crafting genre provides. They are around 30 minutes long. This puts a little bit of a pressure of what you will do on the set day. However, it's nothing that you should stress over. And the game is for you if you don't mind the minigames in your cozy game. Here the main minigame comes in the form of that Bazaar stall you'll be selling your things, and this is where your main source of income will come from. Don't worry, you can still sell everything to a normal shop in town, but it will not be as much profitable. And that minigame is also nothing to fret over. It's quite simple. You ring your bell, you take out the things that you want to sell to your stall, and then you'll have NPC go to it if they want to buy it. Every season there will be those hot items that you can sell, but you don't have to. You can only sell your crops or things you crafted, and when you'll be crafting things or raising crops, you will see how much money you can get from it in this season. So the game telegraphs everything to you. This game is for you if you love and adore this chibi Japanese aesthetic, which is set in a vibrant and colorful world. There is no darkness, no horror, no grit in this game whatsoever. The game is for you if you like befriending the NPC characters and getting to know them through various cutscenes in order to gain some items from them. So, pre-usual cozy game stuff. However, here, the NPCs and the events that they participate in kind of flesh out their quirky characters, and I must admit, I did fall in love with them, which don't usually happen in the genre anymore for me, so I find them a little bit more interesting than your usual cozy game. And finally, the game is for you if you really need to have this one certain feature in a game, which I think should be a golden standard, but for some reason still isn't, and that is you get to save in this game when you are in your house at any time, not only when you go to bed. Personally, as an adult living in a busy world, having a job and stuff to do, I don't always have this luxury of playing a game for as long as it requires me to play without any save points. Luckily, this game does offer you certain moments when you can save, which is not just by the end of the day. Okay, so now why I think it might not be for you. The game isn't for you if you don't like deviations from that tried and tested formula of a cozy farming game. Here, you will have to water the plants every 12 hours. You will have to shelter them from hurricanes by crafting certain things that will help you out. It is not complicated to do so, however it does require you to forage a little bit and then collect certain things. Still, it might be something that bothers you. The game isn't for you if you want to have that nearly infinite amount of plants to take care of and then harvest. Here, the initial plot is quite small, and even with the extension, it never goes nowhere near the usual amount you receive in this type of farming cozy games. And when you start planting trees, then you even have less space because the trees take a lot of it. And then certain crops take a while to grow, so you really need to be more strategic about what you plant and when in order to fully reap the benefits of your crops every season. And also crafting comes to play here as well. For example, you can grow tea leaves, which then you can dry, and the dry leaves can be mixed up with certain fruits or herbs to create flavored tea that sells really well. And it really depends on how you plan your seasons and what you will plant and how you go about it for you to reap the benefits of the crafting system as well. So the game isn't for you if you don't like crafting at all. You can't go by just being a farmer and a livestock manager tenderer, but you will lose out on a huge amount of income and interesting mechanics if you don't dabble in it. The game is set up in such a way that you need to raise the bazaar level of your town in order to attract more stalls to it, and the stalls are where you get your items from and where you get your expansions from and upgrades. So it's really important to get it going, and it's very rewarding to do so. But if you stick to selling only plants and crops that you harvest, then you will not be raising it as quickly. It's nothing to worry about. The game doesn't give you any sort of deadlines for you to do so. It's just the mechanics are really interested in, so it might be worth your time to actually dabble in them just a little bit. And the game isn't for you if you want to be able to do a lot of stuff within one in-game time. Here you have those 30 minutes. You have to be a little bit strategic about what you will do, and the game is packed with a lot of things to actually do. You have the events that you can participate in. You have crops to tend to, animals to tend to. You have horse to train. You have stuff and places to forage. So there is a lot to do, and being a little bit strategic about it is kind of a requirement. Again, you can do those things at your own pace, but you cannot prolong the day for over the 30 minutes. It does pause, so the clock is not ticking when you are in the in-game menus. If you are viewing a cutscene, so it's not like you have 30 minutes and that's it, but it is less than the farming game usually provides, and at first I did feel the difference. Here I would like to point out that it's not stressful. There is this fear of missing out where you see an event and you wonder if you should drop everything and just go to it and to make sure that you are not missing it. But let me tell you, you will not. The game is quite generous when it comes to the events, so you don't have to drop everything and run to it. So a huge hint from my end, don't worry about everything. Take your time because, as I said, the game doesn't want to stress you out. I had this fear of missing out on stuff, so I was rushing to everything at first, only to realize that I really don't have to. They will be there the next day and I don't have to worry about missing out on content. And the game isn't for you if you are looking for a more challenging survival element. You are not getting hungry here. You are not thirsty. You will not die. There is a stamina bar and that's it. The stamina bar is quite small for this kind of a game, so your character gets tired very fast, very early on. You have to upgrade your tools and you have to depend on the things you cook and eat in order to keep yourself going. But again, it's not that much of a hassle. Once you realize how much you can do with the stamina bar that you have, then you know how to take care of it to not fall unconscious because you're just tired your character out. And final thing, there is no combat here in this game whatsoever. There are no monsters in the forest that you have to protect yourself, not even a most rudimentary combat available. There is no caves where you will have to fend off for yourself, no combat whatsoever. And this would be it for that part of the video. If you are interested in learning more about my own experiences with the game and a small review of it, then please keep on watching. So about the Switch 2 performance. I bought the game on Switch 2, so I must say the game looks and runs pretty crisp and flawlessly. Doesn't matter if it's in the docked mode or in handheld mode. Because there is no difference between docked and handheld mode, I have found myself taking my Switch everywhere with me in order to play in the handheld mode when I'm traveling or where I'm waiting for things, because the shorter in-game days in this game make me want to play it and not be afraid of having spent a lot of time in order to do so. So it feels great on the go. I also know it runs pretty great on the PC, so if this is an option for you and you only have that, then go go for it, it also runs great there. I haven't been able to try and test the game on Switch, so I can't comment on the performance on that console. So let's talk about why I love this game so much, and that would be its pacing. As a huge fan of the cozy game genre, I go to where I want to unwind or don't have the strength to play anything more serious, or when I'm just not feeling it. They are my escape from reality where things are just so simple and I can do so much in my own pace without any stress. But over the years, I sort of grew tired of them being so perfect and cozy. And right now, in the point of my life where I'm at, I no longer need them to be this 100% relaxation and nothing else. I need them to have some sort of a hook to keep my dopamine going. And the older I am and the better I have my ADHD under control, the more I need my games to actually hit me with the dopamine and have more stuff to do in them. And I'm happy to say that this game has it all. While it doesn't have any combat or survival mechanics, it has all of those other things that I am just obsessing over. I like the NPCs, I like befriending them. I love crafting in order to find out which items I can sell for even more profit when I am on the Bazaar. And the Bazaar minigame is the hook that I just needed for this game to have me wrapped around its fingers. As I mentioned, at first I had this fear of missing out, seeing how many things and events there are there to do and how quickly the time passes by, but once I realized they are there for me to do them at my own pace, that stress was just alleviated completely. And what surprised me is that I really do enjoy the shorter days. They give again a small dopamine hit of having to plan out the day of what I want to do that particular day or where I go, and knowing that the day will go faster allows me to play it in shorter sessions, and sometimes that's all I have. So the Bazaar mechanics. They are very simple, as I already said, just waving your bell, attracting customers, taking out stuff you want to sell. Now the real twist on it is that you have your seasonal items that are the hot items for this particular season, and you either can adhere to it or completely ignore it and craft your own items and sell them for even more profit than the seasonal items give. So something that I always consider and gets me really excited is checking out what I can craft, what else there is to craft that I am still to find out, and just go with it and have people buy it. And just seeing the amount of money grow, which allows me to expand my farm, expand my tools, and attract more people in, leveling up the Bazaar level. So let's move on to the story. There's not much story to talk about because it doesn't deviate from what's usual in the genre. So there is a mayor who got you into this town, you are a farmer and you need to help the town grow by selling stuff on the bazaar and making it more popular, and that's basically it. It attracts different kind of stalls that you buy from, it allows the NPC town folk to develop as well, and that's basically it. The characters are quite quirky, so I don't feel like skipping the events or the story that is unfolding, but again, nothing to write home about. The husbandry and pets feature is quite nice. So you get your animals that you can get into your shed, different kind of animals that you can buy. They will allow you to produce and craft different things. However, you get more pets than in your usual farming game. So right now I have 2 dogs and 3 cats, and what I love about this game is they all have their own purpose. So the pets can take care of your livestock, that is, they can take them out from the barn to the outside in the morning, and then in the evening they will bring them back to your shed. This increases the happiness level of the livestock and also allows it to feed outside, which means you save on the fodder inside. So the cats take care of the small animals, like chickens, and the dogs take care of the bigger ones, like your cows, for example. So initially, one cat could take care only of 1 chicken, so bringing it outside and then bringing it in, and I had to take care of the rest. But once I started training the cat, the amount of animals it could take care of just grew, so right now I think I am at 3 per cat. And the training feature is also really nice because you get to train the pets and then present them on festivals and then earn trophies. Now, briefly mentioning the soundtrack, it's nothing out of the ordinary. The tunes are idyllic and cozy, which you would expect from the genre, but they don't really stand out to me that much. I do enjoy them, they go with the game well, but they are not breaking any grounds here. Now, the character creator is something that I did enjoy, but it's a very simplistic one. You pick your gender, you have a couple of hairstyles and clothes to choose from, like 3 I think. You get to change your skin color, your hair color, your eye color, and that'll be it. Over time in the game, there will be stalls that will open that will allow you to expand on your wardrobe, and this is where the true endgame for me is, because I love getting the different outfits. You need to craft certain items to unlock those outfits, like white dice for example. Once you do, and you unlock different outfits from the same category, you can mix and match certain elements of the outfit, and you get to create this cute little thing that you can wear, and for me, I change them by the season. Once you bought an outfit, you go back to your house, and you change your clothes in the mirror that is in your house. So, to sum up, I am really happy I found this game and bought it. At this point in my life, it gives me everything I want from a cozy game, including that small dopamine hit that comes from the Bazaar minigame. I would say it's a strong recommendation for me if you are looking for something more peaceful or if cozy games are your thing. For newcomers, it's a perfect point of entry into the genre because it gives you a little bit more different things than your usual farming game and provides enough excitement to keep you engaged, but it is overall so peaceful and quiet that it will definitely help you relax. So that's it. Thank you for watching and I see you in my next video. Bye! Those are the type of games. Oh my god. I just have to show you this kitty here that just keeps on helping me out with all of my videos. So yeah, when I'm recording, she's just here making sure that she presses additional buttons to make sure that I have enough excitement while recording the video so it doesn't get stale.